listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I'm smiling already because I've got company in the recording studio today. The recording studio is also known as the master closet, where the acoustics are best for recording, so I'm told. I got a cute little foster kitty with me. This guy is so adorable. He follows me everywhere I go. He just wants to sit in my lap, or stand on my shoulder, whatever I'm doing, he wants to be part of it. So when I came in to record and he followed me, I didn't have the heart to lock him out. So hopefully he will not walk near the microphone. Oh, look, I'm doing exactly that. Exactly what I didn't want you to do. He went and did. Okay, sit with me here, bud. So I wanted to talk about something I hardly ever talk about, despite the fact that it's the very basics of conscious creation. You know, my sweet spot as a manifesting coach is to play with those who are already really familiar with these concepts, been studying them for a while, practicing it for years, and just having some sort of trouble with it. That's where I come in. I hardly ever educate from scratch, or I certainly never convince anyone. And yet, that's exactly where I found myself recently when I was addressing a new group of fabulous people who were mostly all new to conscious creation. They were uninitiated. So I found myself needing to explain this to people from scratch. And frankly, I wasn't that good at it. So I thought I owed them a podcast or a blog post that sums it up way better than I did. Again, because I don't find myself talking about these basics very often. Although, you know why this is good for us, for everyone who is super savvy about this stuff? Because sometimes we make this more complicated than it really needs to be, and it can be really powerful to just get back to basics. So, let's talk about how to manifest what you want. I summed it up in 3 things. The first step is to see it, the second is to feel it, and the third is to let guidance reveal it. So, I want to review each of those elements really quickly. See it, feel it, let guidance reveal it. We know that what we picture in our mind's eye, that's what we're conjuring into life. So when we let worrisome scenarios play out, or when we're imagining what might go wrong, we're creating the very things that we don't want. It works way better when we get deliberate about seeing what we want before it happens. That's actually how it happens. And that's what our imagination is for. And it's also why visualization is so popular among serious athletes and sales pros. It's because it works. Although it is worth recognizing that seeing it in our mind's eye, using our imagination, that's not what creates it, because what we want is already done. The power of seeing it first is that it acclimates you to that reality. That's how you get used to having what you want. It's what develops expectation within yourself and vibrational alignment. That's where it comes from. And that's what makes it so in your experience, in your real life world. So it's really cool how that works. I got to say that when I say see it, sometimes the best way for me to see it isn't actually just to rely on visualization, but it's to use words to get there, to conjure that internally, whether it's affirmations or a script or a prayer rain journal entry. Sometimes I get there better with the words, but some way, somehow, that's what we want to do. We want to get it in our mind, whatever it is that we want to get focused on that. So that's the first step, to see it. And then the second one is to feel it. For best manifesting results, practice how you'll feel when you have what you want. In fact, if you've done a good job of conjuring the desire mentally, if you're like experiencing it in your mind's eye, you're probably already feeling it. Often it translates when we're seeing the pictures of it, or hearing the sounds of it, or thinking the thoughts of it. That can activate the feelings of it. But if you're not already feeling it, then you want to get there. And all I'm talking about is just finding a way to feel better now, whether that's by imagining having what you want. That's one way to do it. Or remembering a time you felt that way before, or taking some sort of action that makes you feel that way, or even just finding a thought or action that gives you any sort of relief. Feeling better is good manifesting protocol. So you want to find a way to activate those vibrations. And that's what makes it easy for the universe or the powers that be, whatever you want to call it, to deliver the goods to you. That's what vibrational alignment is all about. It's becoming a match to your desire. You know you're a match when you're feeling good. That's why you want to make sure that you're not just seeing it, but you're also feeling it. You can think of it as broadcasting to the world that all good things should come your way now. When you find a way to feel good now, that's how you become a match to those good things, because like attracts like. And I love how Abraham says, unhappy journeys don't have happy endings. That's why getting happy now, before your desire manifests, is so key to success in conscious creation. When you can do that, you're a powerful attractor of more reasons to be happy. And I'm talking about feeling good or getting happy, but sometimes the better way to think about it is just give yourself some relief. Anything that feels better. It doesn't have to feel good, just has to feel better. That counts too. And I'll say this, the truth is that you can see it or feel it, not necessarily both, and still get good results. I have done it both ways, but if you can get both going on, that's good manifesting insurance. I really like when we're paying attention to getting both of those activated, the seeing it and the feeling it. So then the third step is to let guidance reveal it. And this is the part that trips up even savvy creators, to be honest with you, because sometimes even those of us who've been studying this for a long time, oh, he's getting sleepy now. Oh, he's got the long blinky eyes. So adorable. Sometimes even savvy creators slip into old habits of trying to figure it out and make it happen. Like they think they have to take action. There are even some law of attraction teachers that say you still got to take action. Oh, you can tell from the tone of my voice how I feel about that. That is not so, amigo. It works way better when we let inner guidance show us the way to dreams come true, rather than thinking we still have to make it happen ourselves. Oh, good Lord. So I'm going to tone down I'm going to tone that down a little bit and just say that after you've practiced whatever it is that you want, your version of success, by seeing it and by feeling it, the only thing to do after that is whatever you feel like doing, whatever feels good, whatever you feel inspired to, whatever's calling you. So whatever your idea of a good time is, whatever sounds fun, whatever you're drawn to, that's how guidance is pointing you in the direction of dreams come true. Joseph Campbell described it as just following your bliss. Bashar describes it as following your highest excitement. All we have to do is whatever gets our attention, like recording a podcast with a foster kitty in our lap. Oh, he's so cute. Can you see why that works so well? Because when we do what feels good, we're in high vibrations, and high vibrations is how we're lining up with everything that we want. And yes, sometimes we're going to be inspired to things that make it's really easy to see how this is connected to our desire, and sometimes not so much. I'm saying it that your inspiration, when guidance reveals it to you, and that's the same thing. Whatever you're inspired to is your inner guidance showing you the way to what you want. Those are one and the same. And sometimes it's not like this grand life-changing instruction. Sometimes it's as simple as calling the friend who you've been thinking about, or stopping by that new coffee shop you've had your eye on. Whatever appeals to you, whatever offers any sort of relief or joy, go there. Do that. That's how inner guidance is calling you forward on the path to dreams come true. And that's it. That's how to consciously create what we want. So I got a little example of that. Some of you have heard this one before, but for those of you who haven't, when I was in corporate world, I still had a job, and management had just told us that our job was in danger. We were all going to be out of jobs within 2 weeks. They said they're pulling the plug on the whole department if we don't turn our numbers around fast. I was a salesperson. So they said, they were like, as if we didn't have pressure before, they were throwing down even more. So after that meeting, I went to my desk and I asked myself, I was like, well, the routine they've been having us do hasn't been working. What do I want to do? And this is me finding a way to see it, to get what I want in my mind's eye. Because what they'd been having us do was cold calling and reading scripts, trying to get to decision makers and set up meetings to present our proposals. I couldn't get past a receptionist to save my life. It was ridiculous. No one was having any luck with it. So I just threw their routine out the window because I figured there's literally nothing to lose anymore. And I had heard of this thing called Pray Rain journaling. I'd never done it before. It's where you write a page a day about what you want as if you already had it. And that's what I did. I got out a little notebook and I wrote about what I wanted. This is how I got the vision in mind. By writing it down, I said something like, "Isn't it great how prospects find me? How excited they are to hear about my product. What a perfect match it is for their company. What great rapport we have. How they can't wait for me to implement it." It was just a couple of sentences on a small little notebook, but it helped me get in mind what I wanted. Because what I'd been having in mind up until that time was the stress of this isn't working, all the rejections and all the colleagues that were also having trouble and all the managers who were getting stressed out because this was not going according to plan. I mean, what was in mind, what I was creating, was not what I wanted. So that little entry helped shift my vision. It turned it from what I don't want over to what I do want. So after I practiced seeing it in that way with that Pray Rain journal entry, it's called Pray Rain because that's the term Greg Braden used when he was talking about his Native American friend who took him out to go, they were going to conjure some rain. And I won't tell the whole version of that story, but what his friend was doing was teaching him the difference between praying rain and praying for rain. Greg explained that what he learned was that when you pray for rain, you're coming from a place of lack, of not having. And when you pray rain, you are having it now. So when you write about what you want as if you already have it, that's praying rain. You're in it. You're having it. It's not lack. It's not asking for it like you're without it. It's having it. Okay, so I did that. I wrote up that entry. And then I did feel it, like just writing up those couple sentences. It was a very different vibration than what I'd been feeling as I was, cold calling and trying to talk to people about this. It was an amazing product that I had, but I couldn't get anyone who was interested in it. So that entry helped me feel it. It helped me feel the ease and the satisfaction and the success of what I was up to or what I was trying to be up to. But I wasn't trying. When I wrote it, it was having it. It was alignment. So what I did after that was ask myself, what sounds good next? This is how I was letting guidance reveal it to me. What sounds good next? That's how I tune into what my inner being is calling me towards. And the answer that I got when I asked what sounds good next was to go to lunch. I hadn't had a proper lunch since I started that. Well, on the first day on the job, the big bosses took me out. But after that, I'd been eating out of a vending machine. So to go to a real lunch, to leave the building, that felt a little bit like sacrilege because I'd been eating grandma's cookies and Snickers at my desk in between making phone calls. So I left the building and I went to my favorite restaurant across the street and I ordered my favorite lunch and I sat outside. It was a gorgeous spring day and I kicked my feet up on a chair and I just really relaxed. I lingered. I enjoyed that lunch. I fed my leftover pita bread to the sparrows. I really enjoyed myself for about an hour and a half. And I was like, okay, this is done. What sounds good next? That's me tuning into guidance again. Let guidance reveal it. What sounds good next? And the answer that I got was to go back to work, which surprised me, but I did. Long story short, in the elevator was a guy who asked me what I did. When I told him, he said I had to follow him to his desk, followed him up to his office, and his desk is covered with sales literature from 401k vendors. That's what I sold, 401k plans for small businesses. And he was like, I haven't been able to make heads or tails of this in weeks. Can you help me? And I had my satchel with me. So here's my material and here's all my competitors. And I just had a fabulous time telling him everything he needed to know about how to make an informed decision for a 401k plan for his company. It was a fabulous conversation for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then he stood up and I thought, oh, my fun's over now. I got to go back to work. But instead of walking me back to the elevator, he walks me down the hall to his HR director and he says, Shelley, meet Jeanette. Jeanette, meet Shelley. And then he says to Shelley, Jeanette's going to be implementing our 401k plan. Sign whatever she needs you to sign. And he turns to me and he says, how soon can you have that to us? Oh my gosh. I'm smiling huge every time I tell this story. I love it because we were taught in training that best case scenario from start to finish, where you identify a prospect, set up a meeting, create a proposal, present it, overcome objections, yada, yada, all the stuff, is 6 weeks. Best case scenario. They said here it was happening in a matter of minutes. Although maybe we'll call it 2 hours, because you have to count the lunch. You have to count the prayer rain journal entry. You have to count the lunch, which was more vibration. This is how universe got me in the elevator with him at the right time, in the right mood. Do you love how this works? So cool. I'm a big fan of conscious creation, and I hope you are too. And if you've got someone in your life who isn't, maybe this episode can give them the kind of introduction that will turn them on to it. And if not, that's fine too. As long as you're having fun with it, that's my idea of a good time. So the next time you're wondering what's up with your life, why things aren't going the way you want them to go, I would like you to ask yourself, what have I been picturing? What have I been feeling? And what have I been doing? If you've been entertaining worries, or if you've been feeling discouraged, or if you're getting exhausted from taking all the actions that you're supposed to rather than the ones that are calling you for joy or for fun, then all you got to do is make the tweaks that are called for with this cute little formula. See it, feel it, let guidance reveal it. That's all it takes to make dreams come true. Oh my gosh, little kitty is sleeping. But we're done with this episode, so I'm going to wrap this up. Maybe I'll record another one. Thanks for listening, everyone. Sending big love your way.